The moment Lil Wayne turned his rap concert into a rock concert in Detroit.
Oh, Lil Wayne's just too good. Wayne is my favorite person to work with though, because it's just, Lil Wayne's just too.
Ladies and gentlemen, what in the world is going on with Lil Wayne? Once hailed as the sharpshooting, double entendre dragon who could wrap circles around the game before half of us were even born, Wayne was on top of the world when Obama stepped into office. But after a presidential pardon from the next leader, fans claim the legend might have lost his spark. The Carter 6 dropped, and let's be real, it was bricks. Yet Wayne, refusing to back down, hit the road. And things might be spiraling even further out of control as fans literally walk out of his shows, clutching their ears as he leans heavy into rock and roll vibes nobody asked for. Now, before I break this madness down, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button. It helps more than you know. And quick side note, if you've been rocking with this channel for a while, you already know editing ain't my strong suit. I finally got this PayPal QR code up for the Rapaholics family. If you feel like tossing in $1 or $2, it'll go straight into getting a proper editor so I can keep bringing you upgraded content. Either way, much love for being here. Now, let's talk Wayne. Do you realize the last time a hip-hop album sold 1 million CDs in just 1 week was Lil Wayne's Carter III back in 2008? That's the same era he decided to pick up a guitar, and soon after, he threw his star power behind brand new Young Money artists like Tyga, Drake, and Nicki Minaj. That move cemented his legacy, no doubt. But now, in 2025, Wayne is circling back to the guitar, trying to breathe life into new Young Money artists. And fans say it's tanking his career more than helping it. Right now, he's touring across North America, pushing his underwhelming comeback project Carter 6. It's his first stadium tour in over a decade, but the energy inside those arenas is grim. Fans are leaving mid-performance, walking out after paying their hard-earned money because the show feels off. And honestly, tone deaf is the only word that defines Wayne's career today.
The moment Lil Wayne turned his rap concert into a rock concert in Detroit.
When he raps live, tone deaf. His song selections, tone deaf. The new artists he's signing to Young Money, tone deaf. I mean, who thought bringing in a punk rock heavy metal singer was a good idea when his fan base barely supported his own rock experiment years ago? And the boldest, most questionable move of them all, Wayne deciding to make heavy metal the centerpiece of his first stadium tour in a decade. Fans are saying the legend just doesn't get it anymore, and the reactions are brutal. Not Lil Wayne throwing a meltdown over missing out on the Super Bowl halftime show, a stage he was never even promised in the first place. The man who once told us, "Don't stop, won't stop," now seems to be stopping himself in all the wrong ways. Fans are scratching their heads like, what happened to the GOAT we grew up defending?
What up, dope? I'm a cutthroat, cutting.
Oh my god, bro. This is not real. I'm being so serious, bro. This is not real. What the f is this beat, dog? What is this beat, dog? I'm not gonna lie. We're trolling. You're dead trolling, bro. You're not serious at all. You don't give a f. Do you hear this?
Elephant memory, but I can't remember her though.
Now listen, as someone who has been riding for Wayne for over 10 years, arguing with Kanye fans, battling Eminem fans, pushing back against 50 Cent fans, Wayne was always my GOAT. But even I gotta admit, one of the most tone-deaf things he's ever done in his career was letting 7 whole years pass between Thaw Carter 5 and Thaw Carter 6. That gap alone watered down one of the most sacred hip-hop album series of all time. And to make matters worse, When Thaw Carter 6 finally dropped, fans said it was more full of elephant sounds than actual music.
Microphone that Pusha T used during the show, it had his autograph on it. I was like a really, really big Clips fan. I used to pretend I was perform all the Clips songs in my basement with the mic, and then I performed with it so much that I rubbed the autograph off. At the time, it meant the world to me, though. I regret even telling this story.
So, how did we even get here? How did Lil Wayne, the same man who once ruled rap, end up with fans walking out of concerts while his most legendary album series gets clowned online? To answer that, we gotta rewind the clock. Think back to the big three of the 2000s. Kanye West, Eminem, and Lil Wayne. If we're talking fall-offs, Kanye probably still holds the crown, but it's terrifying to admit Wayne's decline is inching closer than ever before. Let me put it in perspective. In 2008, Wayne sold over 1 million copies of the Carter 3 in a single week, something no rapper has done since. Then the very next year, the Clips dropped what fans thought would be their final album, Till the Casket Drops. First week numbers?
If you had to put your finger on a why Lil Wayne don't like you, could you figure it out?
He's just been with Birdman his whole life, and he's just so spoiled to the point where it's like he's really spoiled. He's been a millionaire. He's been a superstar since he was 9 years old. So he don't know nothing but his way.
That's the fall-off nobody wants to admit. In 2009, Wayne was selling millions while the Clips could barely break 30K. Now, in 2025, the roles are flipped. And if you really trace it back, 2009 was the start of the slow but steady decline. Small, almost unnoticeable at first, but there all along. And listen, I'm no blind stan. I'll call it how I see it, even for my favorite artist. I've been following Wayne since I was a kid. The first album I ever bought was the clean version of Thaw Carter 2. The first show I ever went to? His I Am Music tour in 2011. I was just a teenager, but I'll never forget the energy in that arena. Weed smoke in the air, the crowd screaming every lyric. That was peak Wayne. And here's the crazy part. I Am Music later inspired Playboi Carti's album title over a decade later. That's how deep Wayne's influence runs. He shaped a whole generation, gave us Drake, gave us Nicki, and set the blueprint. But today, the fans are asking if the same man who inspired so many is now becoming a shadow of himself. Forget the fact that Young Thug basically shaped his entire career after Lil Wayne's style. That's a whole conversation on its own. And we'll circle back to Thug later, because his 2015 police interrogation just leaked, tied to the shooting of Wayne's tour bus, and the details are wild. Forget all the street drama for a second. What Thug revealed to those investigators actually explains so much about why Wayne's career slipped, and it felt like he was putting missing puzzle pieces together for everyone to see.
I personally fell victim to Lil Wayne feature run. I'll tell you two behind the scenes things about Dwayne Carter. One is Wayne had so many features on the radio and in the ether at one time that they said, we literally can't work your record because it's an oversaturation of Lil Wayne. This was an official directive from a record label. There was literally one person's job. They were getting a salary at Universal, at UMG, to just keep up with Lil Wayne features. That's a fact.
Wait, what did they have to do?
They just had to keep up with his features, like doing clearances.
But before we get to that interrogation, think about this. So many of today's biggest names are straight up Wayne's kids. Uzi, Playboi Carti, Lil Baby, Gunna, the list goes on. Even Tyler, the creator, admitted Wayne shaped his lane. And Future definitely picked up Wayne's blueprint too. Kendrick Lamar? Same story. His early mixtape C4 was built on Thaw Carter 3 beats, basically a Wayne impersonation. Kendrick even rapped, "Used to bump Thaw Carter 3, I held my Raleigh chain proud." And the irony, his hard work landed him the Super Bowl halftime slot Wayne always dreamed of, but never got. Inspired by Wayne, Kendrick took the crown that should have been his idol's moment. That's the cruel twist. Wayne inspired a whole new generation, but he never fully embraced them. It's that duality. Being locked inside his own world once made Wayne the greatest rapper alive. Back between 2006, 2008, Wayne's work ethic was insane. He was recording so much music that Universal Music Group had to literally hire an entire department just to clear all the leaks and records flooding the internet. Can you imagine an entire label staff working overtime just to keep up with one artist?
You have over 80 songs in your vault. You know, I bet more than that.
Over 200? Like this, when you leave a session and you ask, can I get what I got from what I did tonight? And it comes back as files. My last files was 53. I did 53 songs that night.
Drake didn't even cause that kind of chaos for UMG. Wayne did. That's how unstoppable his grind was. And believe it or not, he still keeps some of that energy today. That's why we keep hearing flashes of brilliance in his feature versus even now. He's still stepping into the booth and laying down 50+ songs in one night, 3 decades into his career. That kind of hustle is unheard of. And honestly, it's why no matter how messy things get, Wayne will always be in the GOAT conversation.
Wayne is my favorite person to work with, though, because it's just, ooh, Lil Wayne's just embarrassing.
But here's the catch. When you're recording 50 songs in a single night, 49 of them might be unlistenable. And fans say that's exactly what's happening with Thug Carter 6. The grind is there, but the quality, that's where it's slipping. And maybe, just maybe, there's a deeper reason why Wayne refuses to slow down. Could it be fear of falling further behind the very artists he inspired? Or is it just pure obsession to outwork everyone, even if the music doesn't hit like it used to? Either way, the leaked Young Thug interrogation connects some dots that fans never saw coming. And it might explain exactly why Wayne can't escape this downfall. And here's the thing. Those masters Wayne sold off didn't just cover his own legendary catalog. They also included portions of Drake and Nicki's early classics under Young Money. Albums like Pink Friday, Thug Carter 3, and A V, even parts of Take Care and Nothing was the same. These are blockbuster projects that still pull in millions every single year off streams alone. And yet, Wayne let them go for just $100 million. Sounds like a fortune. But when you're maintaining mansions worth tens of millions, 4 kids, private jets, multiple baby mothers, and a lifestyle that bleeds money, suddenly $100 million doesn't stretch that far. For someone spending at that level, that's not generational wealth. It's just a temporary cushion. And that's why fans are questioning if there was a bigger reason behind the sale. Because why give away something that could keep your kids and their kids rich for decades to come? Maybe the catalog sale ties directly into why Wayne is still grinding, still on tour 3 decades in, still recording 50 songs a night, still forcing his audience to hear new Young Money talent that they never asked for. And when he introduced his rock-inspired Young Money artist on stage, fans weren't having it. They literally got up and walked out. But before we get to that meltdown, let's rewind. After the explosive success of Thug Carter 3, Wayne was on top of the game, selling 1 million copies first week. Nobody's topped that without eventually hitting decline. 50 Cent hit that peak with The Massacre, but fell off after. Eminem pulled it off 3 times, but post-Encore, his quality dipped heavy. Even Drake hit 1 million with views in 2016, arguably his commercial peak before things slid downhill. But Wayne? Instead of building on his victory lap, he shocked the world by saying, "Forget rap, forget sales, I'm making a rock album." That decision in 2008 is still haunting him today. I respect experimentation, but when he dropped the first single, Prom Queen, fans knew something was off. Then came Da Da Da, and the backlash only got louder. The numbers confirmed it. 2008, the Carter III did over 1 million in the first week. Now to be fair, Rebirth wasn't all trash. Tracks like Paradise and Drop the World had their moments, and you could argue it inspired an entire SoundCloud wave. Uzi, XXXTentacion, and countless others took that rockstar rapper blueprint straight from Wayne's experiment. But the decline was real, and Wayne couldn't hide it. Then, just as fans hoped he'd bounce back, Wayne was sentenced to 8 months at Rikers Island. Before heading in, he rapped, "I'll be gone till November, but I'm not tripping. I know Drake is gonna kill him."
My city's dying, but I emerged from all of that. I am a living giant. I am hip-hop. And I ain't dead, I'm alive.
And the sad truth, he wasn't lying. From that moment on, it felt like Wayne just handed Drake the baton, and Drake never gave it back. Ever since prison, Wayne's been chasing his own crown while watching the empire he built thrive without him. After prison, Wayne's biggest comeback was Thug Carter 4, but fans noticed right away it lacked the hunger of his older projects. Compared to tapes like Dedication 2, Drought 3, or No Ceilings, this one felt like Wayne had taken his foot off the gas. And when you line up his later work, I Am Not a Human Being, The Two, Free Wheezy, The Carter 5, Funeral, and now The Carter 6. None of them stack up to his classic era. What makes it worse is that other legends in his age bracket kept delivering. Kanye gave us Kid C, Ghosts, and Donda. Jay dropped 444. Nas reinvented himself with the King's Disease series. Meanwhile, Wayne has 5 straight albums that barely made a dent. It's not about one bad single or a risky experiment. It's about a whole decade of projects that fans say didn't leave a real impact. And here's the bigger problem. Wayne lives in his own bubble. On one hand, that's what made him unstoppable between 2006-2008. But 3 decades into a career, it's also dangerous. If you want to do stadium tours, carry on the Carter legacy, and get a return on recording 50 songs a night, you need quality control. Fans thought Tha Carter VI might finally be that monster comeback after a 7-year wait, but it fell flat. Rolling Stone sat with Wayne 6 months before the release and previewed the album. At the time, he sounded confident, telling them, "If you got a favorite rapper, tell them suck my D." He bragged about never taking vacations, saying music was his vacation, his daily life. Record all night, eat breakfast, crash until dinner, then repeat. Pure obsession. But that interview revealed 2 possible truths. Either Wayne is a genius who thrives in his own world, or he's so cut off from reality that his music no longer connects. The final Carter 6 proved fans' worst fear. The Wayne we once knew might never fully return. Wayne said, "If there's one thing about this album that's different, it's me approaching it like, man, what would I sound like on something with such and such?" Miley Cyrus even pops up, and Wayne recorded a track with an uncleared Billie Eilish sample. But the most unexpected guest, Italian opera legend Andrea Bocelli, who sings Ave Maria. According to Wyclef Jean, he flew to Italy to ask Bocelli for permission to use the song, and ended up telling him the story of Wayne's self-inflicted gunshot when he was 12. Bocelli was so moved he decided to sing the piece himself. Wyclef swore this was one of those records that'll stop time. Out of dozens of songs mentioned in the Rolling Stone interview, that was the only one to survive on Tha Carter 6. Did it actually stop time? You tell me. The magazine also noted Wayne was leaning heavier into guitar for this album. Wayne's been playing for nearly 2 decades. No theory, just feel. And lately, that's exactly what's driving fans out of concerts. During one preview, Wayne even told Rolling Stone, the Super Bowl could have had some real music, some guitar, but instead they got rapping. They messed up. He was clearly throwing shots at Kendrick Lamar's halftime show, saying if he took that stage, it would have been a different kind of performance. Fans saw that as the first major sign Wayne was living in his own bubble. Because let's be real, Kendrick didn't get the Super Bowl slot by accident. It was years of grinding, dropping impactful albums, and staying relevant. Wayne might outwork everyone, but as fans pointed out, working harder doesn't mean working smarter. If Wayne genuinely believed Tha Carter 6 was Super Bowl-worthy material, that says a lot about his current headspace. Things got even weirder when Wayne insisted the NFL had hinted at him being the choice. He claimed the league encouraged him to be more public-facing in preparation, which made him feel like the slot was inevitable. He said, "I was doing things I'd never done before, Michael Rubin's white parties, hanging with Tom Brady, all for the Super Bowl. Then came the kicker. You're not going to see me in those venues again. I'm not Drake. I'm in the studio, smoking and recording." According to Wayne, once Kendrick was announced, someone from the NFL even called him to apologize, saying they weren't in charge of the halftime show. When asked if Jay-Z made the call, since Roc Nation oversees halftime performances, Wayne insisted Jay was still a close friend. He said advice from Jay was just a text away. Yet at the exact same time, Nicki Minaj was on Twitter blasting Jay-Z, accusing him of snubbing Wayne over personal beef with Birdman and Drake. So which is it? Is Young Money beefing with Jay, or is Jay Wayne's mentor? Wayne also claimed he congratulated Kendrick, telling him he better kill it. But then fans noticed contradictions. When Kendrick dropped GNX, Wayne tweeted, "I'd just be chilling and they still come for my head. Don't mistake kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep." A month later, Wayne claimed he hadn't even heard Kendrick's album. Even stranger, Wayne said he doesn't pay attention to Drake and Kendrick's beef. But footage surfaced of him rapping along to Kendrick's diss track, Not Like Us. On stage, he belted out, They don't like us, while rocking an OVO chain and gearing up to perform The Motto, a collab with Drake. Then later, he laughed it off, saying, I didn't even know it was a Kendrick song. But fans weren't buying it. Why would he perform it, chain flashing, if he had no clue what it was? Then came the moment that made everyone question how far gone Wayne really is. In the same interview, his son had to introduce him to Mr. Beast, one of the biggest names on YouTube. Wayne admitted he'd never heard of him. Later, when asked about Kanye and Jay-Z's Watch the Throne, Wayne responded, "What's that?" The interviewer explained it was their joint album. Wayne genuinely seemed confused, asking, "They did an album?" The room had to spend 5 minutes playing tracks like Otis just to jog his memory. This floored longtime fans because when Watch the Throne dropped in 2011, the first single, HAM, directly dissed Wayne and Birdman. Kanye even played the track for Wayne before it was released. For him to now act like he didn't even remember the album? Either Wayne is putting on one of the wildest I live in my own world performances ever, or he truly has no idea what's happening outside his studio walls, and that's the scariest part, because it's one thing for an artist to be in their own lane, it's another to be so cut off from reality that you don't even remember the battles that shaped your career. For Wayne, Thaw Carter VI wasn't just another album, it became proof that his greatest strength, living in his own world, might also be his biggest weakness. Jay Mills, an artist once signed to Young Money, told a story that proves just how tapped in Lil Wayne was back in the day. He recalled the moment Wayne first heard Kanye play HAM before Watch the Throne even dropped. As soon as Jay-Z's verse came on, Wayne realized Hov was taking shots at him, stormed into the studio furious, and recorded his response track, It's Good. Jay's bar, "Really? Half a billy? Really? You got baby money?" was aimed directly at Birdman and Wayne. Wayne clapped back with one of his most infamous disses. "You were talking about baby money? I got your baby money. Kidnap your girl, get that how much you love your lady money." That's why it's impossible to believe Wayne later claimed he didn't even know Watch the Throne existed. Reason number 1, he heard HAM firsthand before the album dropped. Reason number 2, the project came out just 1 week before the Carter 4. Reason number 3, Drake himself referenced the throne battle, saying, "I'm just feeling like the throne is for the taking." And reason number 4, Wayne sat in the audience at the 2011 VMAs when Jay and Kanye performed Otis live. There's no way he missed it. So when Wayne now acts like he's never heard the album, it just highlights how out of touch he's become. He says Thaw Carter VI is real music worthy of the Super Bowl stage, yet pretends he doesn't know about Drake verses. Kendrick, or one of the biggest rap collabs of all time, that's a man in his own world. And while that's fine if you're retired, Wayne still wants to compete in 2025 like he's the best rapper alive. Look at his price tag. Ghostface Killah revealed Wayne tried charging him $150,000 for a verse on Supreme Clientele 2. Sure, Wayne still kills features, but does one 16-bar verse justify that cost in today's streaming economy? A track would need hundreds of millions of plays just to break even. Wayne still sees himself at the top, but the market doesn't always agree.
Who are you? Jesus Christ. Oh, that was personal. I'm sorry. The light shined on you, baby. I'm sorry. You look like the lady from Game of Thrones. I've been wanting to do something to her my whole life. Anyway, music!
Back in 2007, Wayne lit up the BET Awards with his performance of Gossip. That was peak Wayne. Hungry, sharp, untouchable. Compare that to 2025, where fans say his live shows feel sloppy, even bizarre. There's that Don't Stop record that gets him hyped on stage, but it's more like chaos than control. Yes, Wayne still flirts with the crowd and clearly loves being up there, but fans are leaving arenas instead of losing their voices.
Hey, I just want to say thank you to the people, the great people over there at Fender for sending me this one-of-a-kind Jaguar. That is 60th anniversary Jaguar. I feel awesome for this. I really appreciate that, no, for real. Also, I heard it was only sent out to a select few, and to find out that I was a part of that select few made me feel awesome. So, Fender, thank you for making me feel awesome. I appreciate that. And also, I will make history with this mother. Thank you.
Wayne's passion for music is real. He lives for it. But passion without direction can backfire. His love for the guitar has now reshaped Young Money itself. He recently signed a heavy metal artist to the label, pushing the brand into rock territory. On paper, that sounds bold. In practice, it's a mismatch. Wayne's audience isn't checking for punk rock at a hip-hop concert. It's like walking into a sneaker shop and being offered pickles. It just doesn't fit.
The moment Lil Wayne turned his rap concert into a rock concert in Detroit.
On the Carter 6 tour, fans showed up hoping for nostalgia, classic cuts mixed with a little new material. Instead, Wayne brought his heavy metal signee on stage. The reaction? Fans walking out mid-performance. It didn't stop there. Wayne outright missed his Toronto show, first calling it postponed, then cancelling it with no automatic refunds. Fans had to fight to get their money back.
If you were one of the people like me that went to Toronto to see Lil Wayne until it got postponed, don't hold your breath because the show has officially been cancelled. After 2 weeks of no statement from Lil Wayne or his team, the show has officially been cancelled. Which obviously we all knew was going to happen because they were never going to reschedule that show. But it's not like Ticketmaster sent me an email or a notification letting me know that the show has officially been cancelled. My friend sent me this screenshot from her Apple Wallet showing that the ticket was cancelled today. And originally my ticket was still in the upcoming tab and it just said rescheduled, but now it's in the past tab as if I actually went to the show. So if you haven't somehow already requested a refund for this show, I would get on that ASAP.
I experienced something similar in 2023. Wayne was supposed to go on at 9:30, but didn't show until 10:45. Because of the city's curfew, his set was cut off after just 15 minutes. Imagine waiting over a decade for Wayne to come back to your city, only to watch him walk off after a quarter hour. That's the problem. Not that Wayne is in his own world, but that he still wants to wear the crown without acknowledging reality. Fans are leaving shows, albums aren't connecting, and yet he still moves like he's unstoppable. Without Birdman's machine behind him, there's no filter, no quality control, just yes men letting Wayne do whatever he wants. Elephant sounds on albums, heavy metal acts at rap concerts, and it's catching up to him. Birdman practically raised Lil Wayne, signing him at just 11 years old. Say what you want about Birdman's history with money, but as an executive, he knew hits. For years, Wayne couldn't release an album unless Birdman approved, and that strict quality control helped Wayne push projects that sold 1 million first week. But when the two fell out in 2015, Wayne's spark dimmed. He gained full control of his music, but without Birdman's ear, the quality wasn't the same. That same year, Wayne's tour bus was shot up, and Young Thug's affiliate Pee Wee Roscoe was arrested. Thug, heavily inspired by Wayne, later told police that Birdman said Wayne's Carter 5 was being delayed because it had no hits. At the time, Wayne had dropped singles like Believe Me, Grindin', and Start a Fire. None cracked the top 10. Birdman refused to release the album, while Wayne accused him of holding it hostage. Thug revealed Birdman even offered Wayne the hit Lifestyle, which later blew up under Rich Gang. Wayne turned it down, saying he didn't let others write for him. Noble? Yes. But maybe too stubborn. Around the same time, Wayne also sued Birdman for $50 million over withheld profits from Young Money artists. The fallout led to beef with both Birdman and Thug, and ever since, Wayne's music has lacked the same impact. Now in 2025, fans see him on his first stadium tour in a decade, and they're walking out mid-show. If that's not tone deaf, what is?